Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Abby. I'm with Fitness is Medicine. Today we're going to do another great workout you can do in a very small space in your home. We're going to do pretty much everything in the space that you can see right here. So we're going to use a tube at a couple different heights here. So I've got about chest height and then floor height. We're going to use a furniture slider if you happen to have one at home. If not, you can do the exercise without it, but it's a fun way to mix up that exercise. A kettlebell or something heavy. You can use a heavy dumbbell, a kettlebell, a bucket that has sand in it, something that has some weight to it to carry. And I think that's it. So, oh, and a fit ball if you have one. So we're going to get started here. Remember to always come into these workouts warmed up and ready to go. So 5 to 10 minutes of a cardio activity, getting your heart rate up, getting your muscles warm, their blood pumping, and your muscles or your blood vessels dilated to feed those working muscles. All right, so we are going to start with a row here. So I want you to have just a little bit of an athletic stance here. So no straight locked knees and your back, kind of tucked under. I want your knees bent, your hips back just a little bit, and your core nice and tight. I like to explain it like if I was going to sucker punch you, if I was going to punch you in the gut, tighten that. And that's how I want you to be in this athletic stance. Okay, pull those shoulders back and down. We're gonna squeeze back, squeeze those shoulder blades. Take a breath before you start. 3. Remember, you can always make this harder by doubling up bands or tripling up bands. You can step back a little bit to make it harder. You can step forward to make it easier. Find that sweet spot for yourself that you're getting challenged here, but it's not so hard that you're hurting yourself. Keep breathing. 9 and 10. All right, good. Next, we are going to use those furniture sliders I was showing you, and we're going to do a reverse lunge. So we've done these in the past. And what I want you to do is be somewhere where you can hang on, like the kitchen counter or somewhere that you can hang on to something sturdy if you do happen to lose your balance. You can use a weight in one hand if you prefer, but I'm just going to show you the exercise without any extra weights today. You're going to put that furniture slider right underneath the ball of your toe on one side. You're going to stand up nice and tall, slide back down into a lunge, and come back up. Now, if you've never done a movement like this, do it with something sturdy to hang on to. I want you to go back like you're just going to kneel down. So right now I'm all in 90 degrees. My knees are 90 degrees. And then come back up. Good. Try to keep your weight right over your hips or your torso right over your hips so you're standing in good posture. I don't want you leaning down like this. Everything just kind of comes down like you're going to kneel down. Your weight is in your front heel here. Now you can do this with your arms, or like I said, if you've never done this before, hang on to something to help pull that leg back up and to help with your balance in this. And then you can also grab something to use as a weight if you want to make this a little more challenging. So down, back up. You don't have to. That's an added difficulty there. Straight down. Your weight is in your front heel. Remember, you're bending that back knee. Lots of times it's common for people to kind of want to go back like this. That's extra challenging and not necessary. It's an easy way to hurt yourself. Just kneel down. 9 and 10. All right, good. Reverse lunges with the slider. If you don't have a slider, just step back and do the same thing. All right, okay. Now we're going to grab the lower part of this tube here. I'm going to switch and put my handle on. And we're going to do low to high chops. So recently we did high to low chops or wood choppers. So now we're going to mix it up and go low to high. So we're going to start down here and pull across. 2. So we're pulling up and across your body, getting that twist, that diagonal movement. 4, 5, 6, 7, keep breathing, 8, 9, come down and do a little bit of a squat, 10, good, switch sides. So you're gonna do a little bit of a squat at the beginning and then twist up and across. 2, low to high, 4, if you have any shoulder pain with this, you can keep it lower, 6, 7, 8, keep breathing, 9, and 10. All right, great job. Those are challenging. Okay, now I had talked about grabbing something heavy to carry. So I'm gonna use a kettlebell because I have one. You can use a heavy dumbbell. Like I said, you can use a bucket of sand. We're gonna do a weighted carry, or sometimes it's called a farmer carry. So if you envision carrying a heavy object, like if you carry your watering can out to water, this is something you can practice on your own. So when you grab that heavy weight on one side, our tendency is to kind of want to hitch it up and do this, right? So you're carrying a heavy bucket and you kind of hitch it up to kind of equalize that weight across your body. But that's a good way to injure yourself. Also, if you carry it, when you pick up that weight, stabilize yourself. Get your shoulders straight, pull back and down, engage your core, and then we're just going to walk. So you can walk up and down your hallway, you can walk back and forth across your room. If you're not feeling anything, you probably need a heavier weight. So either walk longer or grab something heavier. On this case, I would like you to get something pretty heavy so that you do start to feel it in your obliques. So I want you nice and straight. You can look into a mirror and make sure you're not doing this, or that you're, not compensating here, and you're just going to walk straight. Now, your goal is to walk without making any compensation for that weight in your hand. So for you to keep your torso, your shoulders as level as possible. So you're walking, don't do this, head level, shoulders level, engage that core. I'm just walking back and forth here so you can, I stay on camera, otherwise I'll walk right off camera. Walking around, just walk up and down your hallway, walk around your house. You can practice this when you're watering your flowers or your vegetables with your watering can. If you have a really heavy watering can, or if you like to water with buckets full of water. All right, so do it for 30 seconds or a minute, and then we'll switch. So level your shoulders, tighten your core. You should feel this, if you're doing it properly and you have a heavy enough weight, you should feel it in your obliques. So that's your side ab muscles. Nice and slow. Really think about keeping everything as level as you can. Again, sometimes in my gym I have people do this and they're just not feeling it. And I can hand them a heavier weight and then they're like, oh. So if you're doing 20 and you're not feeling it, grab a 25, grab a 30, grab a gallon jug of water, grab a bucket of sand. There's a lot of ways to just pick up a weight and carry it. So this is, like I said, this is called the weighted carry or the farmer carry. Just trying to keep everything as level as possible without making compensations in that weight. Okay, great. Set that weight down with good form. And then we are going to do some marching. Again, maybe do this with your back to a wall in case you do lose your balance, but I want you to put your hands up over your head and we're going to slowly march and touch your opposite knee. So this is a balance, it's a hip exercise, and it's a little bit of a coordination, doing that cross-touching nice and slowly. If you have something in your house that you would like to do to make this more challenging, you could stand on a pillow, a balance pad, or a Bosu if you have one, or just doing it in the grass would be more challenging. If it's challenging enough without all that, just do it on the floor like I'm doing it right now. Nice and slowly. Breathe. So this is also a little bit of a shoulder exercise if your shoulders are getting a little tired. 8, 9. Challenge yourself. Do it as slowly as you can. And 10. Okay, good. Okay, we're going to end with a hip extension on the ball. So grab your football. If you don't have a ball, you can do this on the floor. Hands and knees, we'll put one foot out and go one leg at a time here. So if you do have a ball, or if you don't like doing this on the ball, then that's fine too. You can grab, get on your hands and knees and do those like I just showed you. So you're going to be here where you can balance on your hands. There's not a ton of weight on my hands, but I'm going to have you lift up your legs so that your feet are in line all the way from your feet to your head, and release. 2. So you're squeezing your glutes. Your knees are going to stay straight on this. We're really working your glutes, working those hip muscles. So if you were doing this, it'd be working those hamstrings. Keep your legs straight. And then I want you to hold it for about a count of 3 to 5, depending on how fast you're counting. At the top. This is 5, I think. 6. Keep breathing. I know it may be challenging on the ball. If it's too challenging on the ball, just do it on your hands and knees. You can do one leg at a time. And if you do, you're still just bringing it up to level with your body. You're not having to, you're not taking it way up here or anything. You're just taking one foot at a time here. Breathing. One more. All right, good. Roll back off. Remember to stand up nice and slowly if you do tend to get dizzy when you stand up after having your head down. If you have any questions, as always, please message me. Let me know. Send me a private message or in the group chat. And repeat these 1 to 2 more times through. Add some cardio. Keep your heart rate up throughout the whole thing. Make it a full workout. If you don't have time for all of that, at least do these one time through and know that you've worked your muscles at least a little bit today. All right, thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.